Thanks, man. Paul Rodriguez, a.k.a. Late Latino. It's going to be here in a minute. I've heard of colored people's times. I didn't know that spread into the Latin community, but evidently. He's going to be pulling up here any minute now, so we'll bring Paul out. We tried something on my podcast today, which is, wow. Now, so people are listening, but when they're listening, they don't understand that this is the only club I've ever played at that has people up on stage with you, drinking at a table right from the right and the left of the stage, and drinking champagne. Are we celebrating? Yeah, I'll have a little snort. What are we celebrating? We're celebrating life.
All the victories for today.
All the victories. Okay. All right. I'll take a little champagne. Salute to all you guys out there. Thank you. I don't normally like champagne because my mom liked champagne and I don't like my mom. But now that she's dead, I guess I can enjoy a little bit of champagne. I have a bad champagne memory with my mom. But you guys know, other people here not like their moms? Yes. And ladies, how many of you guys hate your dads? Good, all right, good, yeah, right. It usually means you're better at blowjobs when you hate your dads. And I mean, it's not a scientific, but it's just a survey. I've been keeping score. Ladies that hate their dads give better blowjobs. It's a natural fact. Anyway, my mom did this thing. Well, you know when your parents do something and you go, oh yeah, that's you. Like in a nutshell, like it's all you need to see is one act and you go, that's who that person is. Like you guys know, like women, if you invited a guy over and it was like a first date and you were getting ready and you saw him in the mirror and your dog was sniffing around and he kicked the dog, that would be all you'd need to see, right? You wouldn't need to know anything else about the guy. You saw him kick the dog, immediately out, right? So there's one thing. Many, many years ago, it was Mother's Day, and we all met at my grandmother's house to celebrate Mother's Day. And the only people at the house were me and my sister and my mom and my grandma and my stepdad, John. And I presented my mother with a bottle of Dom Perignon champagne, $120 champagne, right? And later on in the day, she said, oh, Adam, maybe we could drink some of your lovely Dom Perignon champagne and all enjoy it here on Mother's Day. And I said, oh, Mom, that's not my bottle of champagne. That's your bottle of champagne. That's your gift for Mother's Day. And she said, oh, okay. And she hid it under a sweater. That's all you need to know. You need no other stories about Chris Carolla other than that. She wanted champagne. The only people in that house were her daughter, her son, her mother, and her husband. And she fucking keistered that bottle of champagne because that bitch was not gonna. Now, if we had maybe some ships or something from Trader Joe's that just had a picture of a poor guy going, what do you want for me, champagne? That they couldn't even call champagne because they'd have to call it sparkling wine. If it was under $7, she would have, I was going to say popped the cork, but pulled the twist top off. Now, she got that bottle of champagne for free. Free. From me, the guy who should pay his fair share in taxes, even though that bitch never paid a penny in taxes her entire fucking life. That one who's always like, why can't you give more? I gave you a bottle of free champagne. The only people in this house are blood and your husband and you want champagne and you fucking hit it. And that's all. I was raised by that woman. That's all you need to know. You know nothing. We don't have to get into college funds or, oh, did you get Tough Skins or did you get Levi's? We all know the answer. So, sorry if that sort of triggered me there, but I hope you guys can celebrate life. I hope you understand why I can't, okay? So we did this thing on my podcast today, and we called it AI Adam, and we put my voice. We let an AI app learn my voice by me just saying a sentence, and then we had fun hearing the answers it would give to us on bits I was doing. Byron's back there. He's got it hooked up into the board. I'm sure this is never going to work. But I thought it'd be funny because I don't know, is AI going to replace us all? And am I part of that? You know, you think the comedians were safe, but maybe not. I don't know. So I thought maybe we'd test it out. Like I'd just do one of my subjects and we'd see what AI Adam could compose. All right, you ready, Byron? All right, so Gavin Newsom.
Ooh. He's always trying to sell you something, whether it's his latest hair product or some new lockdown. And don't even get me started on his wife, Jennifer Siebel Newsom. She's like a walking, talking, self-righteous Instagram post. They're both a couple of real winners, I tell you.
I like being punctuated with, I tell you, boys. That dame's a doozy, I tell ya. No. All right. Well, it sounded like me, and it was definitely talking shit. Let's see. Paul Rodriguez isn't here yet, but let's see what AI Adam would say about Paul.
Look, I get it. You want me to be AI Adam, right? The guy.
Ooh.
Paul. You to be Paul? Who's Paul?
That's all we got. What's that?
Just say his name.
Paul Rodriguez.
Try again.
Try again? What, are you one of those try again people?
Byron, try farting into it and see what happens. Woo! What do you want me to do with that? Paul Rodriguez.
Oh, you think this is a game? You think I'm just going to sit here and take this? This is my show, pal. I'm Adam Carolla, and I'm not here to play nice. You want something, you better.
Here's Paul Rodriguez.
Hello.
Good to see you, my brother.
Thank you. It's nice to be seen.
Paul's got a movie that we can give a plug to as well. We were trying to play AI Adam, and I was just wondering, well, I thought we could try with a couple well, let's talk to Paul Rodriguez first, I think, and then we could get into AI Adam.
Hello, Adam.
Good, and good to see you, Paul. I know you hate Will Smith, so I put him on this list as well.
I don't hate Will Smith. I think he hates himself. You know, the problem is I had my problems with him, but you know, I think I'm right, and I think he's wrong.
Well, I'd say that covers hate Will Smith.
Well,
I love when people go, I don't hate anyone, and then they do 45 minutes of what a douchebag Will Smith is.
You're right. I hate Will Smith,
Yeah.
and I have my reasons. You know, I was doing the movie Ali in Africa with him, and he just went AWOL on me. He just went crazy.
Now, AWOL or A-hole?
Yeah. I thought I couldn't say that, but I think you got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went A-hole on me, and it's ridiculous. I don't know why. I played the part of Ferdy Pacheco, and
You guys know who Ferdy Pacheco is?
the fight doctor.
The fight doctor, Muhammad Ali's guy, right?
And somewhere in the middle of the fight, he all of a sudden he got this thing for me, and we just butt heads, you know, and I couldn't do anything right. So I just said, well, if you don't want me in your movie, then just send me home. And it was really weird because it was the part of my life, you know. It was Michael Mann. It was a great cast.
Yeah.
And I was in heaven. You know, we were in Africa in Mozambique shooting, and he had some personal problems, and he figured he could take it out on me. You know?
Oh, you were in Africa?
Yeah. And
Did you see Karen Bass there?
Yeah.
I heard she's like,
yeah.
She's like, I smell smoke. I'm getting out of here.
The capital of incompetence. Yeah. Yeah, that's something. Yeah.
Did the fires hit you? What, I mean, it
No,
covered such a large swath of Los Angeles, Malibu, and beyond. Like, how did you avoid being in the way?
The house next to me got on fire, and the house on the other side got on fire, but not my house. And I was upset because I got good insurance, and I had over-insured the thing. I was hoping for a bonus there, and
were you did you take preventive measures? Were you one of those guys that's on the roof with a hose?
No, it wasn't my house. You know, I was renting. So
Oh, okay. You're renting the house. So, what city are you in?
I was I'm in Burbank now.
You're in Burbank now,
Yeah.
right? Living.
I was living in Burbank. You know, the good life was there.
Do you? So are you back in your house, or are they letting you back in?
Yeah, they evacuated us, but I'm back. Nothing happened to me, and I feel sorry to be even making fun of it. You know, but I survived. Thank God. You know.
And but seriously, the house to the right and the house to the left.
Yeah, it came close. It came close, and just by the grace of God, you know, my house didn't burn. I was amazed, but I was home, and I just woke up, and everything seemed really bright. You know.
Oh, they didn't get you out of there? They didn't evacuate you?
No, I'm a heavy sleeper. You know.
Really?
No, it's weird because what woke me up was my dog. And thank God for that Chihuahua. You know, he was on my chest, and I woke up. He never does that, so I just woke up, and there was a lot of smoke, and me and my Chihuahua ran out, and nothing happened to me.
When you're Mexican, are you assigned a Chihuahua at birth, or do you have to physically go buy one?
No, we're assigned Chihuahua.
You're assigned a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
I know it.
It's mandatory, you know.
No, I was telling a Mexican guy that, and he said that was racist, and I was like, hey, this is fact, Jack.
No,
Not that your name's Jack, you know.
No, I think there's a lot of there's Irish setters and German shepherds. You know, I think you're not really a nation unless you have a Chihuahua. You know, I mean, a dog assigned to you. You know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I know you were born in Mexico, right?
I was.
And then you moved from Mexico to Compton, which is kind of a lateral move. You know, it's not what we think of as the American dream.
It was. I mean, I was 6 years old when my parents immigrated, and it's really weird. We didn't immigrate for any other reason. My father was he was a consultant, you know, and he decided to consult over here.
He was a consultant.
Yeah.
What did he consult on?
He was part of the Methodist church, and we're
Oh,
Catholic.
really?
Yeah. I've always been a weird dude.
Do you take umbrage? And I know we probably have some Latin folk in the audience tonight. Whenever white people try to defend Latinos, they go, like the politicians and stuff, they go, "Who's gonna clean your toilet, huh? Who's gonna clean up your baby's vomit? Okay? What if your schnauzer takes a shit? Who's gonna clean that up?
I have some
Who's gonna clean the flues at the Denny's when they get filled with grease? Who's gonna, and every single thing, who's gonna mow your lawn? And it's always the shittiest, lowest grade, could get
I'm not that sort of Mexican, you know.
I know, I'm saying, I would take offense if I'm Italian, and if every time they talked about Italian, they never go, you wanna kick Mexicans out? Who's gonna remove the tumor from your brain?
Who's gonna run the mob?
Yeah, so who's gonna run the floor buffer at the Denny's? It's like, it's always insulting jobs. I don't like it.
Well, you know, it's how you carry yourself. I figured I don't carry the entire world of Mexicans on me. I mean, I try to be a decent human being, and I'm proud to be that, you know, but it just...
I disagree. I think you speak for all Mexicans.
Oh, do I? Well.
You got the Chihuahua assigned at birth.
Yeah.
It's your birthright. The dog saved your life.
Yes. I'm proud of that. But, you know, again, we are what we are. You know, I happen to be lucky. I'm Mexican. I'm proud of that. I think we're good citizens. And you know, you know, we were here long enough to name the place.
Everything. I've always said, how are you gonna not get these people to come over the border when San Diego and El Cajon and Santa Barbara? I mean, it's like, come on down. Like, could you imagine if I'd say, well, you can't go over there, and I'd go, you can't go to Honky Town? And they'd go, no. Well, stop naming shit after me.
Well,
then.
you know, I think we're fortunate. You know, in Los Angeles, you really don't have to travel to see the world. The world is here. You know?
It's here. Yeah.
You just hop on the freeway.
Hey, maybe this is unpopular, but you know Alvera Street, right?
Yes, I do. That's not unpopular.
Do we need it anymore? Is it? We have Sherman Way. We have the entire San Fernando Valley. The entire Sherman Way is now Alvera Street. There's no reason. No one sits around in Sun Valley and goes, well, let's get a decent taco around here. I'd like to hear some music with an accordion in it.
I'm surprised you give me that much relevance. You know, I mean, I don't decide those things. You know, I'm just.
I'm saying, look, I don't want to turn this into a race riot, but
let's turn it into a race riot.
There is no Little Italy. You understand? There's an Alvera Street. There's a Little Ethiopia. There's no Little Chinatown. We got it all.
Little Japan.
Not this paisan. Nowhere to go. Now, Mexico, Los Angeles is Alvera Street now. Could the Italians claim Alvera Street?
I welcome
Put a Boca de Pepa there, you know what I mean? Like, get some Italian, some gelato, you know, that'd be a nice break from Mexico, which is filled in around Alvera Street.
Well, I'll talk to city planning, see what we can do.
Oh, you talk
right?
there?
Yeah.
I hear they're handing out permits these days. That's going to be a fast one. This would be the time to fast track it. You know, Alvera Street was damaged in the fire. It was? We're turning into Little Italy. Don't ask questions. Let's get a permit going.
I think, judging from your audience, I think we're all comfortable in our own skin, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a multi-racial society. I think it's good to carry your ethnicity, but it shouldn't be something you bash people with, you know?
Yeah, I like to make fun of others. You know, listen, I'm white, so I'm scared of people who look different than me. You know, that's how I roll. That's how I roll.
I understand your fear, Adam. But
Oh, we got you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We got the manager run this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a comfortable.
Yeah, I've never seen someone drink Cuervo out of a plastic coffee cup.
Well, there's a lot of things you haven't seen.
So
it's a fabulous world.
Let's. You know what's interesting to me? You start off in Compton,
Yes.
right?
Well, not really. You know, I don't start off there.
Well, I mean, you moved there when you were 6.
Well, you know, when you're 6, you pretty much go wherever your parents are. You know.
Yeah, I think there's laws surrounding that.
Yeah, you know, I followed the herd.
It was weird because there's another guy I was just out with last week, and I don't want to be a name dropper, but I'm dropping. I was out with Kevin Costner. It was his 70th birthday. Right. You guys are about the same age.
Same age.
Costner, the whitest dude on the planet, was in Compton. I think grew up right in there.
So did George Bush.
George Bush.
George Bush. There's a house there. George Bush. A lot of good people, decent people came out of Compton. You know, it wasn't always I wouldn't say the mess it is now, but yeah.
It just doesn't have that ring. Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Kevin. It just doesn't flow, you know.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. You know, Kevin Costner is from Compton. I thought he was from what was it? Irvine.
Yellowstone.
I mean, he could be from anywhere now, you know.
He's from Yellowstone. Irvine is a good place for Kevin Costner to be from, but he's not. He's from, where is he from? He's from Compton.
He's from Compton.
Yeah, he left.
He left in time. You know?
Did you guys hang out for a while in Compton?
No, I've met him several times, but no, I've never had the opportunity. I almost did a Western with him, you know. But I've never had the opportunity to.
Was Compton tough back then?
Compton was tough, and it still is tough. You know, it's unfortunately. I try to go back. I try to go back and try to be a good role model. You know, but it's a pretty tough area. You know, it's. I think economics, and you could make a lot of excuses, but good people can come from anywhere.
Did you just go to the local public schools? Were there gangs? Did people try to get you into a gang? You know, the thing about gangs, I get the allure of a gang, but
I'm in the Kiwanis now.
the gang initiation where they all jump you and beat the shit out of you, I don't feel like that's a good enticement to join. Like if somebody said like, hey, we have an airline credit card, would you like to join? You'll get miles on every purchase. And I went, okay, how's it work? Well, first 9 black dudes beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yep.
That's nothing to
I'm
strive for.
okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm good for now. Like if they did that with a health club or a resort or a timeshare, would you like to sign up for this timeshare? I don't know. How's it work? 9 black dudes beat the shit out of you, and then we talk.
Yeah, it's not a good thing to aspire to. I don't think so. Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not a good sales point. You know what I mean? Like I think like join the gang, get a toaster oven.
Well,
something like a bank. You know what I mean?
I think it all starts with the actual name gang. There are different kinds. I like to think of it as an affiliation.
Affiliation.
Yeah. There are many groups. You can call it a gang. You can call it Democrats. It's a different.
I think we've sized this crowd up.
Hey, let me tell you about my friends Morgan and Morgan. Well, I'll tell you, I've not been able to go back to my home in Malibu for about 3 weeks plus. As you hear this, a lot of people suffering. And it's been estimated that the damage so far is about $250 billion. So there are claims that insurance companies canceled thousands of homeowners' fire policies in the months leading up to the fires. Were those cancellations legal? Morgan and Morgan are going to find out. America's largest injury law firm has helped millions of families in their times of need, just like now. Yeah, I'd say it's a time of need, especially in the Los Angeles area, wherever you are. And they were there for the PG&E wildfire, and then the Maui fire, and now they're here again to help the families that have been affected in the Los Angeles wildfires. So, you got a problem affected by the fires? Talk to my friends over at Morgan & Morgan. Right, Dawson?
If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or dial #law #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/Adam or #law #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
How does comedy come about for you? Growing up, born in Mexico, going to Compton, dad's spreading the good news.
Yeah, well, I think comedy is essential, especially the harder you live, it's essential for anybody's life. I think you have to take it with a grain of salt. You have to have a sense of humor. It's hard to get by without.
But there were back in the day. I mean, there was Freddie Prinze.
Freddie Prinze.
I'm trying to think of who the other notable. Me. There was you. Yeah, I'm saying, but who inspired you? Senor Wences?
Actually, Freddie Prinze did inspire me. I was in the Air Force when I heard about his demise, and he was a role model to me. But Freddie Prinze was mostly Hungarian, and he didn't speak Spanish. I never got to meet him. I know his son, but I got to admit he did have an influence on me. Chico and the Man. And,
Chico.
Yeah.
Don't be discouraged.
You know the song?
The man, he ain't so hard to understand.
Albertson, what's his name?
I know, Eddie Albert. Things will get better.
I know they will for Chico
and the Man. My mom was the whitest woman in North Hollywood. My mom looked like Tom Petty's mom. Okay, that's what she looked like.
That's crazy.
But my mom was a Chicano studies major at at Valley College in the San Fernando Valley for 21 years.
You'd be surprised. I mean, we come in.
Well, no, she wanted a major where she didn't have to get a fucking job if she ever graduated. Nobody's hiring Chicano studies majors.
I'm sorry you have mom issues.
I do have mom issues. Established early in the show.
I have a wonder.
But I was forced to watch all ethnic shows with my mom.
It's a good thing.
So we'd sit there and we'd watch all 7 episodes of Roots. Then we'd watch Chico and the Man. then we'd go right to the Jeffersons.
Freddie Prinze was. I guess you got a rounded education,
That's how I know the fucking theme song to Chico and the Man. I was 9. Watched every episode.
Freddie Prinze was a handsome man,
Good-looking Hungarian.
Yes, he was. And your mom had good taste if she liked it.
I'm not saying she was fucking Freddie Prinze. I'm just saying she was a Chicano studies major, and that, you know, I mean, you got Jose Feliciano doing the theme song over there.
You know, you do have. You know, ironically, these people you're mentioning are very good friends of mine. You know, Jose Feliciano, I know. I never got to know Freddie, but I know his son. I know his son, a wonderful young man.
I only met Jose Feliciano once.
Well, he wouldn't recognize you if he saw you.
Yeah. It was the Toyota Celebrity Grand Prix. He beat me by 3 car lengths.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Where is Jose Feliciano?
Jose's a Puerto Rican young man. I'm actually older. I'm actually about his age. He's a wonderful guy.
He's been around for a zillion years.
Yeah, he is.
I think blind people have an advantage when it comes to music.
Do they?
Yeah, they do, because we're sitting there like, you know, you and I, we'd sit down and someone would go, look, study the chords on the piano, and you'd go, dunk, dunk, and then you'd go, oh, did you see that piece of ass? Oh, shit.
We all need a motivation.
Yeah, they got nothing to do all fucking day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're trying to get your driver's license, you're chasing tail, you're standing in front of the mirror all day, preening. They're just at the piano.
That's a busy life.
They're going nowhere.
They're going nowhere.
He just picks that guitar up, puts it on his lap.
Well, there's more to it than that.
No, it's pretty much that. He just sits there, puts the shades on, puts the guitar in his lap.
I think you pretty much got him pegged.
I know Jose's work. All right, so you know Jose Feliciano.
I do. All Latinos know each other.
You know, you guys all know each other.
Yeah, we sit around and we talk about you.
Me? What I do?
Well, actually, Italians they're the founders of Latino.
Let me ask you something. All Latinos got one trait.
What is that?
They can all whistle. They all know. No, that's the white man's whistle. Yeah, that's the whistle I'm talking about. What is it? What is it? I've asked, okay, I used to work construction.
Did you?
Yeah, it's all I work with Latin guys. That's all LA construction.
Really? I've never seen one.
Oh, yeah.
Working, you know.
A white guy? Okay, hold on.
Let's leave it.
Hold on. Every construction site, I'd always say, they'd go, what's a LA construction site like? I go, it's 18 Mexicans and 3 racists named Mike. There's always a foreman named Mike. There were a few guys named Mike. The only white guys were named Mike. And then it'd be like, where's Mike? Who? Mike? Mike sheetrocker? Mike tin knocker? Which Mike? Which Mike?
The roofer.
HVAC guy? Mike? Yeah, and there's one Mike, and he's in charge of 7.5 Mexicans.
God bless
and
Mike.
that's how they get shit done. But every Mexican I ever worked with could do the crazed whistle, no hands, no, you know, it was a safety thing. And by the way, every comedian who's come to my show, every Mexican, I go, do you got the whistle? They go, psst, they hit it, and pow. Whitey, I can't even do the theme to Old Spice. I'm like, I can barely do the Andy Griffith show. And it's a safety thing, because what happens is the fucking cement truck is backing up. Pedro's over here, his shoes untied, his Hirachis come untied, you know, he's down like that. The truck's fucking backing up, and the guy goes, and when you do the whistle, all Mexicans go, fuck, gotta get out of the way. White guys don't look up, Mexicans are like, shit, some shit's going down.
You know,
you're like dolphins. You communicate that way.
There's
no words necessary. The guy's been, give me the whistle. Yep. What happened? Hi.
That's right.
It's a safety thing.
It is. You know, you have to have a whistle. You know, whistle while you work.
Look, I know a handful of white guys who can put both their dirty fingers in their mouth and cobble something together. Not with their hands in their pockets.
No, I try to keep my...
What I'm saying is, there's some genetic thing going on? Is it something you're taught young, like boxing? Like, what is going on with the Mexican? I didn't pre-interview you.
No, you
I
didn't.
knew you fucking could do it. You're a comedian. You don't need to know how to whistle. You're not on a construction site.
That's right. But, you know, you have to know how to whistle, you know.
Right. Oh, yeah. Every communication on a construction site was that guy.
Órale, Pedro.
Yeah. Right. And the other thing I appreciate about the Hispanics on the construction site is they called it like they saw it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's one, I had an electrician named Jose, and his son helped him. And his son was like 11 and, 300 pounds. You know what I mean? And he's like, he called the kid Bodo de Queso, right?
That's right.
It was Bodo. He'd whistle and then yell,
Bring the queso.
Bodo.
The what?
Bodo, like ball. Bodo de Queso?
Una bola de queso. Yeah.
Yeah, I go, what's your kid's name? Like, I thought he was going to say, Stuart. He was like, Bodo de Queso. I go, what's that mean? Ball of cheese. I go, well, what? You call him a ball of, yeah, he's fat. We call him fat. It's a fat ball of cheese. He's 11. Now, he really has an eating disorder. But I was like, well, you're not allowed to call your kid just fat ass. I was like, yeah, well, that's what he is. He's fat, and that's what he responds to.
Yes. Well, if you know your kid, you have to be able to whistle.
Do you know,
Yeah.
I was working with Mexican guys installing closets.
How do you install a closet? I know people come out of the closet, but
Yeah.
I guess you have to have one to come out of there.
I worked at ABC Closets, Always Better Closets. And I worked there, and we installed custom closets.
You're an interesting person.
Yeah. And I worked with 3 born-again, ex-gangbanger, ex-prisoner Mexicans.
Born again.
Born again.
How do you do that?
Oh, my God. First off,
It must be
one
really-
guy, Frank, he spoke in tongues.
I know about that.
The other guy would we'd get in a cube van and start heading off to install a closet. We'd have to ask for traveling mercy with the Bible in the cab. And I couldn't take it anymore. So I would go into the cube of the truck. It was a big cube truck. And I'd be like, all right, we're in Burbank at 7:15 in the morning. Where are we going? We're going to Redondo Beach to install. I go, that's an hour and a half. I'm going to the back of the truck. I'm going to bed. And these guys would be praying and thumping their Bibles. And I would roll the cube truck door up. I'd get the furniture pads that they used to move all the closet stuff, and I'd fashion a bed on the fucking floor, and I would just pass out in the back of the truck.
You've had an interesting
Having
life.
a good life, yeah. See, other people come over in trucks too. It's not all. We just go to beach cities. You guys cross the border.
Well,
Saw a Mexican guy, by the way, a story recently, caught at the border, 2 dudes welded into the fender of a dually truck.
I've seen that happen.
I want to hire that fucker. That guy will put in OT without complaining. He came over in the fender of a Ford F-350 crew cab dually. That fucking guy's ready to work.
You gotta love where you're going when you do that, you know?
So I would go to sleep in the back, and these guys would ask for traveling mercy, and Frank was one guy, and one of the guys, Jose, I think his name was.
It was Jose.
He'd share his food. He'd show up. I didn't have any money. I was a bachelor. I didn't have any woman. He'd have a stack of tortillas and a Tupperware thing, a goop. Frank would hand them to me. Do you want some? I go, yeah, I'll take some. He's like,
Frank was generous.
He's handing it. So I'm eating this shit, and I start tasting the meat in it, and I'm like, it tastes mealy. Like, I don't know what kind of meat it's been soaked in beef broth for 2 days, but this don't taste like beef to me. And so I say to Frank, what is this? And he goes, cactus.
Ah, yeah.
And I go, cactus?
Yeah.
And then, like a white guy, I go, where do you buy cactus?
No,
and he goes,
nopales. They're called
you don't
nopales.
buy it. He pointed at the mountain. He pointed at the hill. The hills of Burbank.
Right.
And he just goes, send my wife up there with a machete. Can you imagine a white guy? Hey, woman, here's a machete. It's cactus harvesting time, bitch. I'll tell the nanny. You're out. She would hack you to death with the machete, and no court in the land would convict her.
Cactus is actually a vegetable. It's a good vegetable, you know.
It's not. It's not good when you have cows, and you have cows.
Well, you know, you have cows, you have cactus, you know. You gotta eat, you know. Actually,
I'm saying, if you hand someone a cactus soft taco, you got to give them a heads up. You got to say, I know you're thinking this is pork or beef, my friend, but this is fucking cactus. This is from the hills. This is on the flight path with Southwest out of Burbank Airport. It's covered in Jet A fuel. My old lady went up there with a fucking machete and cooked it up in our apartment.
yeah.
No, I probably fucking finished it just because I was desperate. I'm like, I'm gonna eat this cactus, going back to the cube van, I'm going to bed.
It's hard to keep up with you, you know. It really is. I mean, we were talking about cactus.
Oh yeah, I'm always on the move.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah. You want to try some of these hopper balls?
Sure.
You know? All right. So the way it works is the audience writes one word on there, whatever comes out.
Yeah.
Well, you got the handle on your side. We'll do it. Wait a minute. Let's see what we got here.
There it is.
Cactus tacos. Go. No, it says the Valley. The Valley. Now, I grew up in the San Fernando Valley.
Oh, look, there's tacos here. Look.
Are you kidding me?
No, see? It says taco. Look.
It says Henry's Tacos.
What do you know?
Okay, let's combine Henry's Tacos with the Valley. Because Henry's Tacos is in the Valley. You guys know Henry's Tacos?
Right by the airport.
No. Henry's Tacos is on Moore Park in Tahunga or something like that. It's in the San Fernando Valley, and I know Henry's Tacos because I used to go to Henry's Tacos, and Henry's Tacos is still there.
Yeah,
it's a
it is.
landmark. And remember I was explaining to you earlier, I was poor and my mom didn't love me, and I was forced to rely on the charity of Mexicans and their cactus tacos.
I do remember that.
When I was 13, during the summer, I had nowhere to go, I had nothing to do, I had no money. I would go to Henry's Tacos, and I would just pull up to the window, and I'd go, "You got any broken taco shells?" And they go, "Yeah, we got some busted taco shells." I go, "Okay." "You got any hot sauce?" They go, "Yeah, we got some hot sauce." I go, "You got water?" They go, "Yeah." I go, "Give me the broken taco shells, the hot sauce, and the water. I'm eating lunch." And the guy would give me the stuff, and I would just sit on the bench dipping the goddamn broken taco shell into the packet and drinking tap water.
Hey, you did all right.
I landed on my feet. But I grew up in the San Fernando Valley.
Yeah.
And we basically I grew up in North Hollywood.
Did you?
And then North Hollywood got really bad. So
By bad, you mean...
Mexican. No, it just... it got a little dicey.
Right.
It got a little dicey. And the good people of North Hollywood, or parts of North Hollywood, did not want to be lumped in with what North Hollywood had become, because it was hurting their property values. So they changed their name to Valley Village.
Valley Village.
Valley Village.
Valley Village.
So the white people lived in Valley Village.
God bless white people.
And the Mexicans lived in North Hollywood, which is not Valley Village, but it's the same place. They just changed the name.
I'll see what I can do. That's just like...
Did you grow up, you didn't spend any time in the Valley?
Yes, I spent a lot of time in the Valley, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all over, you know. Basically, my parents were migrant farm workers, you know, and that's what we did.
Wait, I thought your dad was a consultant.
He was a consultant. He consulted migrant farm workers.
This is called an avocado.
That's right.
Any questions? This is an almond. That's broccoli. Now get the fuck to work. Is that what he did?
Pretty much. You know,
Wait a minute. Your dad consulted. Did your dad know Cesar Chavez?
I knew Cesar Chavez very well.
You did?
Yes, I did. There's a famous picture of Cesar walking with Robert Kennedy, and I'm that little kid in the back there.
What?
Yeah.
I knew I recognized you.
Robert Kennedy.
Cesar Chavez is, you want to know how down, you know, I mean, my mom, Carolla, Latino
All I know is
lover?
Carolla Toyota.
She fucking, let me tell you how much she loved the cause and Cesar Chavez.
Right.
And like I said, the Chicano studies major, the whole thing. Cesar Chavez in like 1973 organized a grape boycott. He's like, we ain't eating grapes.
Well, it wasn't.
And my mom's like, no more grapes. And I was like, bitch, you never bought grapes anyway. I was down to fucking Henry's Tacos begging for a busted shell. Don't give me this thing.
It wasn't the grapes. It was how they harvested. They would spray insecticides, and that's what Cesar Chavez was complaining about.
Well, my mom was down with the boycott. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
She boycotted food. She boycotted college funds. She boycotted dentistry. She boycotted
we appreciated
everything
the
a son
support.
would
We
need.
appreciate her support.
Yeah, I wanted a Letterman jacket once. She said the boycott was still going. I said I needed some prom money. She said, let me check into the boycott. At some point, I asked her to buy me a car. She said she'd like to, but there's a boycott going on Datsuns, and I just don't want to cross that line, you know?
You know, I like your mom, you know.
Yeah, she's great. She's going to be missed.
I think she and I had a lot in common, I think, you know, with the boycott and the Datsun.
So your mom was a migrant worker,
My parents were migrant farm workers, yes.
and they'd come over here, pick the shit we needed, and then leave?
Not all of us came over here. Some of us were here already, you know. My father actually can trace his ancestry all the way to Olvera Street, ironically enough.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Now, back in the day when your dad was picking food,
Right.
you know, harvesting food, and there was a tractor and it was backing up and was about to run over Jose,
I was there whistling.
what would it sound like?
Sound like, hey, Jose.
That's right. And do the whistle first and then the calling Jose.
Yes. Depending on who has insurance.
Right.
If you had good insurance, you need to whistle. Yeah?
How do you get? All right, I'm gonna pull another ball. I don't know how.
No. How do I get from where?
How do you get from there to stand-up comedy? That's the part I find fascinating.
Well, I actually started stand-up comedy. I was in the Air Force. I heard that Freddie Prinze had taken his own life, and I had a friend named Jesse Aragon who said, "Hey, man, you're funny. Come on down here and replace him." I didn't know anything about replacing anyone, and I came down there and I went to the Comedy Store, and I went there on amateur night after leaving Long Beach State University, and I found my calling. You know?
And that was it,
That was
off
it.
and running. And it happened fast, right?
Yeah, you know.
As I remember you just doing comedy the whole time I sort of watching
Yes.
comics. I mean, were you 20, 21?
I was 27. I served 6 years in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, at the time, Vietnam was going on, and I escaped that. My parents said, my mom was afraid I got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom said, you go back to Mexico when it's over, you come back. And my father said, no, we're citizens now. If America needs one of my boys to go defend, well, then that's just the way it is, Paul. And I said, well, you're so patriotic with my life. And I was scared, but I went. You know? I'm proud to have served. You know?
Did you go overseas?
I did go overseas.
Where'd you go?
I went to Lackland Air Force Base for my training, and after that I went to Utapao Air Base at the very end of Vietnam.
Where are those places?
Utapao Air Base is in Thailand, and we used to fly, at the time it was my job to, well, not just myself, we were in a C-147, and we used to pick up young men who have lost their life down to the Philippines, to the air base there. I forget the air base.
So you're in a transport plane.
Yes, we were, and it was very hard, very awakening for me, you know. But it made me understand that there's a lot of young men and women who keep us safe around the world, because as we speak, they are vigilant. They're vigilant.
I agree. All right, I'm gonna lighten the mood by pulling another ball out of here. I cannot believe the word taco was on the last ball we pulled after doing 20 minutes on tacos.
It had to be me.
It's what
I
we
have that
call
kind of
kismet.
influence.
Yeah. All right. Football.
Yes.
Now, Do you like football, or are you one of those fools that loves soccer?
I'm one of those fools that love soccer.
Oh.
And so does the world, you know?
I know.
The world, look, when they say when say you win the World Cup, it's actually the World Cup. You know, when you win the American football, you pretty much American football. You know?
I know, and I don't know what to think of the world, because I hear that F1 is such a huge sport, and I go, world, you're so smart, I'm with you. And they go, but you know what's even bigger? Soccer. And I go, fuck the world. You guys, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You have that kind of power, you know?
Yeah, I'm with them on the F1, and then we go to soccer. And by the way, that's like the number 1 and number 2 sport in the world, right? F1 and soccer.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, you have...
Wait, but that's basically like saying the number 1 model in the world is Paris Hilton, and the number 2 is Lizzo. And you go, what the? Whoa, how?
And
no.
the greatest football player is an Italian.
Yes.
Messi.
Oh, Messi. Yeah.
See it?
Here's what I'm saying. One is the fastest, most exciting sport in the world, and the other is soccer. How can we be equally attracted to those 2 things?
Well, soccer actually influenced all the sports, if you really think about it. You know, soccer is basically getting a ball in the net.
Now, let me tell you my theory about soccer.
Okay.
I have a theory. It does well in all the poor countries because
England?
Oh, hold on.
It was invented in England.
You go, first off, Pablo Escobar won over his whole country by building 3 soccer fields. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
What a country. Like, I build 1 YMCA and I'm fucking king of the world. That shit doesn't work here.
Okay.
But here's what I'm saying. I don't know if you guys knew it, but I was poor growing up. We could not play hockey. Because if you played hockey, you had to buy skates.
Right.
You had to buy pads. You had to buy helmets. Way too fucking much. You had to have your own shit. It was way too much.
Right.
All right, so something like lacrosse, hockey, snowboarding, shit like that shit costs money.
Yeah.
Soccer, 1 fucking utility ball, the whole village is busy for 3 days. Just running around, dirt everywhere, kicking. You keep 27 9-year-olds in the fucking park, chasing a fucking utility ball around, no overhead. Nothing. There's no expense to soccer. That's why it flourishes in those worlds.
I remember the first time I went to school, and I remember I signed up for football. I remember being amazed that their ball wasn't even round. You know?
Yeah.
I told my mom, "You think we're poor? They got a huevo."
Paul was like, some kid kicked this fucking ball hard, bro. It ain't even round.
I had compassion.
All right, you love soccer, but you're going to watch the Super Bowl, right?
Of course. I'm all American, man.
Can we agree on this? I thought of this the other day. I had this thought. If you throw a Super Bowl party and a bunch of people show up, it's always a bunch of dopes that don't know anything, right? Can we agree that the first chick that goes, I'm rooting for the red team, gets thrown the fuck out of the party?
We can agree on that.
And we do a speech, and we go, listen, there's the Kansas City Chiefs, and there's San Francisco, wherever they're playing, whatever it is, there's 2 team names. You had 2 weeks to memorize that shit.
It's January.
I'm saying the first male or female that identifies the team as a color and not the name of that team gets thrown the fuck out of the party. I'll take the 7-layer dip right out of the bitch's hands, hit the fucking bricks. If you're sober enough, you can drive home. If you're not good, you can sit on the porch and cry. But you're out.
We're in agreement. Yeah,
you're out.
Should at least know something.
I spent all day putting these chips in this bowl that's shaped like a football helmet. I didn't come this far. I did inflatable goalposts with the cooler in it where the beers are. I didn't do all that, so you could fucking come in here and insult me with your lack of football knowledge.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah. You should at least know something about the sport.
You should know something about the sport, right?
More than just the color.
All right. The other person I don't want at the Super Bowl party.
Who's that?
At some point, there'll be some team like Kansas City is going for 3 in a row, right? They're going for 3 Super Bowls in a row, right?
Mahone.
And I don't know, can Kansas City play the Bills in the Super Bowl? Okay, all right.
Who are the teams?
Here, we don't know who's there yet. But, all right, here's the point. The Bills are fucking snake bitten. Wait, can they play the Bills? I never know. Oh, good. Okay, all right. But all right, hypothetically, you have one team that's trying for 3 in a row.
Right.
And then you have the other team, which is a snake bit franchise, 0 Super Bowls. Right? And then you'll run into some dickhead at the party and you go, who are you pulling for? And they go, I don't really know anything about it. I hope the Chiefs win. And you go, you hope the team who just won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years wins versus the team that's never won a Super Bowl? And they go, yeah, I'd like to see them win. Like, you just like to see them keep
They don't
fucking.
know nothing
Yeah,
about
I
the
hope.
sport.
I don't know. Who's playing the lottery? I don't know, but I hope Elon Musk wins. I'm pulling for the guy. I don't know. That's what I think. You're going the fuck out the door, and you're sitting with the chick who didn't know the name of the team.
That's right.
You root for the snake bit franchise. It's if your team is in the Super Bowl, you root for them. If your team isn't in the Super Bowl, you root for the underdog or whoever the most snake bit is in the franchise. Am I right?
You're right.
Thank you.
Who's in the Super Bowl?
There is no you fucking Mexicans with your soccer. This is what soccer does to you. That's essentially that's an attack. That's like me saying, "What's my son's name again?" in front of him. They don't have a Super Bowl. We got to wait a month.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, but it should be. I'm kind of whacked, but it should be right around now, right? The 19th.
Yeah. This is how things work. Like, you go. What day is it? It's the 1st of July. Oh, are we at the 4th yet? No. Well, we're right around there, though, aren't we? Yeah. Well, where are the fireworks? It's not the 4th yet. We're not there. We're right around it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
End of June is around it, but it's not the 4th of July.
I don't know where you're at.
I don't know. We're getting to Super Bowl time, but we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
All right. Should we want to try one more ball
Let's
out of
try
here?
another ball.
Let's try another ball. Oh, wait. Roll it. Yeah. Then you roll back the other way. Oh, you had it. You had it in the cup. Yeah. Now go back. No, it'll come out. Watch. See, look at us.
All right.
We invented something. This says Bitcoin. Ooh. Do you own any Bitcoin?
I have no bits.
I have no bits either. I'm scared.
Yeah, I like the American greenbacks. Bitcoin.
Yeah, I like the Mexican. Oh shit.
No, I mean Bitcoin is kind of dicey. I mean, I'm sure some people are.
I know, but don't you feel like you're losing out? Like you're gonna miss out on it?
No.
No.
No, I think the greenback will always be the greenback.
All right.
Yeah.
But you don't. Does anyone here have Bitcoin? Does everyone know some jackoff that made a ton of fucking money and who told you to do it, but you said no, and now they're retired in some villa somewhere.
And now they own the Mavericks.
They're drinking rum out of a coconut, and you have to be at fucking work tomorrow getting yelled at your fucking boss at the orthodontist, and you should have fucking listened.
I don't have that kind of nightmare.
Your boss isn't an orthodontist?
I don't have a boss.
Oh, okay.
I'm my own boss.
Yeah, you just travel.
I just travel and I have friends like you,
You do, let me ask you, I know, I watched your movie trailer. It was really, really funny. And it was written and directed by you, right, Paul?
Was.
And I was looking at it. It's called Holy Cash. Jay Moore's in it, very funny. Ari Spears, Danny Trejo's in there. You know Danny Trejo? Okay.
Luis Guzman?
Luis Guzman. Yeah. Felipe Esparza's in there, very funny. How? But Gary Busey's in it. But here's what I want to know. How do you direct Gary Busey?
You don't.
You can't direct. He's not directable, right?
That was a nightmare that day, but
Directing Gary Busey would be like directing a wild parrot that got loose in your condo, right? All you can do is chase it with a sheet, right?
and club him like a seal.
How could you, could direct Gary Busey?
The very first movie I was ever in was Gary Busey was in. It was DC Cab, so I felt I owed him something, you know. And I needed a guy to play a doctor, you know. So Gary Busey was available that day.
Yeah, there
bar.
are no other actors that could possibly simulate the work of a doctor other than Gary Busey.
Pretty much.
There is nobody else.
No, he was available. Let's say he was available.
Oh,
And,
Gary's available. You want to know why? He's nuts.
He's nuts, but not with me, you know.
But you could direct him.
Yes, he was a great guy, you know. Me and Gary always got along, you know. And I just needed him to sit at a bar, and I came in, and I had an opportunity where I'm looking for a doctor, a child doctor, and he goes, "Come here," and he just played the part. He's amazing.
He learned all his lines.
In 1 minute, he was there in an hour.
Hit his mark.
Hit his mark, and he knew his lines.
Didn't pee on anybody.
No, he's one of these idiot savants, you know. Their whole world is crazy until the camera's on them, and then all of a sudden they're perfect.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is funny. There's people who they act like they couldn't get out of bed in the morning,
And then you say
and then
action.
all of a sudden you yell action, and they snap into
He snapped
something.
into it. He goes, "Well, all right, let's see what you got here." She's an 8-year-old, and he did all his lines. It was fantastic.
All right.
He is. He's terrific, you know. You know, Gary's one of these guys that he's an acquired taste, you know. But I always have an affinity for him because the very first movie I did, he kind of took me under his wing, and he said, "Come on, you're with me," and he saw me through, and I think when you do that for someone who needs you, then you owe them, you know. And I'm a loyal guy, you know.
You know, I'll tell you something. Something's kind of coming across with this podcast is that you're a really good dude and I'm kind of an asshole. No. I think that's... No, if there was a theme, the theme emerging, I get in here, I start talking shit about my dead mom, then I start making fun of Mexicans, then I talk shit about Gary Busey, and you're saluting the flag and... honoring Gary Busey. You're bad. I don't know if I love Jose Feliciano more, Gary Busey more. I mean, you're a better guy than I am.
I know you're a great guy, Adam. We've been friends for a long time.
I don't know. It just doesn't sound that way.
A cranky old guy like you.
Not to this audience. This is not coming across this way. I'm coming across as a big dickhead.
No.
You're coming across as super gracious
You're
and
a
thankful
terrific guy.
and patriotic.
You're a terrific guy, and I'll stand by your side.
I don't know.
You've been a good guy to me, and our friendship endures. Man.
Okay.
Look,
I appreciate you saying it,
Always.
Paul. I do.
know, these aren't just empty words.
I'm reading the room here. We're not going to be able to convince these people that I'm not an asshole
You're
with
a
21
good guy.
minutes left.
Is he a good guy or what?
It's not done.
You are the
All right. Let's
the cream of the crop.
Well, all right. Let's pull one more of these out here. Let's see.
One more.
There it is. There
You're
it is.
uncomfortable with compliments, aren't you?
No, I'm very uncomfortable with compliments. I try to shut people down halfway into it. This is interesting.
Okay.
War.
War.
Now, not war. We can do whatever we want. It says war. I'm thinking about the band war.
What is it good for?
Absolutely. That's Edwin Starr, though.
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again.
What'd you say?
Okay. Now, War the Band, I did a deep dive into War the Band. Okay. They have written the Chicano national anthem, right?
Yes.
Lowrider.
Used by my good friend George Lopez on the show.
The Lowrider, every movie when the Chicano guy's coming down, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Right. It is
an anthem.
It is to the Hispanic what Scarface is to the black.
Okay.
It's the most important thing in their culture. It is. It's the biggest thing in the black world is Scarface, the movie. And Lowrider is the most important thing in the Chicanos' this kind of movement.
All right,
It just
let's
is. It's
go
huge.
with that.
Okay, let's call it that. You know, every time George Lopez shoots a special, what song's playing when he comes out?
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun. Okay. No Mexicans in the band.
No.
I looked it up. 3 Jewish guys. No Hispanics. None. No representation. You got to be angry about that. I know you're a mild-mannered man. I know you love Gary Busey. I know you love Jose Feliciano. I know you love this country, and you serve valiantly. But you got to be pissed now.
If you want me to, I'll be pissed. Yeah. I'm angry about that.
War's got a black guy. They got Jews. No Hispanics.
Well, now they do.
No, they don't. Is it ruined? Is the song ruined for you now?
No, not at all. I mean, I wish that song is being used by George Lopez, and he's doing great. Live and let live.
Let me tell you something.
You
I found out most Christmas songs were written by Jews. I wasn't right for 3 months, brother. I was fucking pissed.
What's
I went
wrong with-
home, I busted up some furniture, took a swing at somebody, my roommate. It was bad times for this white guy.
Really?
You understand? I love Christmas. They love Hanukkah.
Yes.
They're providing all the songs. I don't think so. Now you got that problem with War and Lowrider.
Oh, come on. Let's hear it for the boys.
Oh, Patti LaBelle or the weather? Wait, who's? Oh, it's raining men. Is that Patti LaBelle? Denise Williams. All right, that was a test. You're gay. You're out. That's what I'm gonna do at the Super Bowl party. Who we rooting for, Cheryl? The blue team. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Get out.
You should at least know who you're rooting for.
1-800-Flowers Valentine's Day is coming up, and there's only one place I trust, 1-800-Flowers.com this year. I'm partnering with 1-800-Flowers to make sure your Valentine's Day, that you end up looking like a hero with an exclusive offer. Double the roses for free. Now, when I was young and poor, roses were really expensive, and now, especially with 1-800-Flowers, they've come down a lot, and you get 24 instead of 12. All the roses from 1-800-Flowers are picked at their peak, cared for every step of the way, and shipped fresh to ensure long-lasting beauty. Win Valentine's Day hearts this year with 1-800-Flowers.com. That's right. Make her happy. 1-800-Flowers.com and get double the roses. Right, Dawson?
To claim your Double Your Roses offer, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/Adam. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/Adam.
All right, should we do, now we got Jason Mayhem Miller, who should be in the UFC Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
He is great. He's got some news stories for us. So I told him, I said, come on out, bring in the news. Let's see if we can find you a microphone that may...
Here, you can use mine.
Whoa, wait a minute. What if there's a Gary Busey story in the news? Who's gonna fucking weigh in?
Is.
All right, is that one? See if
What's
that
in the
one-
news?
Hot?
Hot mic. Yeah.
Way hot.
All right. It's all right. He's been down a few times in his career.
Always get back up.
He always gets back up after the fight. Yeah, but
Stretch me out of here.
stretch me out, but he does get back up.
are you?
Yeah.
How you doing?
He'll sit up in the ambulance, sure.
I got some news for the
How many
podcast.
stitches? What's the most amount of stitches you ever named?
17.
17.
Got my face kicked off. Yeah. I had a moment of, ooh, that one's gonna bleed, and then a faucet river of blood just poured out on the mat.
With this, like a crescent kick, or what kind of
Just
kick?
a straight punt.
Just straight.
Buddy, I fought before the time the rules of no kicking a downed opponent.
Oh, you kick it. You got kicked
punched.
down.
I got kicked like football.
Yeah. So you were down,
Down.
and he kicked you.
Got me.
Yeah, that happened to me once, and I was like, hey, buddy, if you don't want a blowjob, just say so. No reason. for this.
I went to the corner and I was like, does it look bad? And they were like, yeah. And I said, ooh, after party at the hospital.
So 17 stitches.
Yeah.
Did they stop the fight?
Yeah, it was a good stop.
It was a good stop.
I looked like the Elephant Man for a moment.
Oh, yeah. All right. I mean, that's back. So there is no kicking if a hand is touching
Changed the rules,
ground.
yeah.
Right. They changed the rules.
Right on the cusp of that. I should have fought right after that.
Yeah. All right. What do you got in the news there?
Oh, the
Mayhem?
news today, $1 million listing star says that 70% of Palisades residents will not return after the devastating Los Angeles fires.
You know, I'm trying to think. I was thinking about this on the ride in. The average person who lives in like the Palisades is wealthy but older, probably than the average folk living in the San Fernando Valley or where have you, Sherman Oaks. You know, those are newer, younger families. The Palisades probably range a little older, and they don't have 7 years to rebuild their
They
shit.
don't. You know, you should have compassion because it isn't about the money. It's about the memories. They can't get back, you know.
Oh, you can buy memories.
No, you can't. Pictures, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not allowed back in my place either. So I'm on the road. Like I'm actually staying with Dr. Drew, which is it's pretty gay. I got my plush bathrobe, I got my slippers, and every morning I come in the living room and there's Dr. Drew, and I got my coffee, and he pours me a coffee, and we're talking in the kitchen. I do that move. You know, the move where you're really enjoying the conversation, you hold the mug with two hands. If it's a two-hander, that means you're listening. One is you're checked out. Yeah, oh, what's going on over here? But two is like, oh, okay, this is important conversation.
He's a good guy.
This is a good guy. I'm two-handed mugging it with him. I walk in, and he's there every fucking morning.
When you cross your legs, do you have your slipper like on, or do you
I'll
leave it
leave
on
a
the floor?
little. I'll let a little airflow. I like a little airflow down there. I'll let him see the goods.
All right,
He knows what room I'm staying in.
Little basic instinct,
That's
crossing.
That's right. I do that. I light a cigarette and I sort of lean back a little bit. You know.
It's a good life. What else? What else you have?
What else you got? Oh, wait a minute. What was that story?
The Palisades.
Oh,
yeah.
70% are coming
Yeah,
back.
Josh Altman predicts that 65 to 70%. I don't know where he gets the number. Do not go back to the Palisades or Malibu.
And they're going to sell that land, you think, huh?
I mean, it looks like it. Yeah, that's what he says. And
It will be rebuilt in no time. It's a beautiful place to live.
It is a nice place to live. Yeah.
Oh, Malibu, man. Have you ever seen a sunset in Malibu?
Out my fucking window if they ever let me back.
You know you've done something really, really. You know you're doing something really, really good if you can live in Malibu.
Listen, I'm in Malibu. Everything around me burned down pretty much like you. I didn't have my fucking Chihuahua wake me up, though. I had to get a signed one at birth, you know. But they're not allowing anyone back. Is the thing yet?
It will be back.
I'll tell you. You want to know
Los
the real?
Angeles is resilient.
The real tragedy that I keep thinking about when I keep thinking about my place and the devastation and everything. My refrigerator's not been plugged in. And my refrigerator's not had power for weeks. I had a tomahawk chop. I had a fucking tomahawk steak in that fucking freezer.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
You want to talk to me about loss, bro? Don't get me started. I had turkey patties. I had a tomahawk steak in there. I had breakfast sausage. All gone.
Just wait
All
long
gone.
enough.
And by the way, what's fucking protocol? Because I don't want to be the unlucky bastard that has to go in first. You know what I mean? On the other hand, I feel weird about farming it out to somebody, but I got to get someone in a fucking hazmat suit to go in there and open that fucking fridge because it's been sitting. Hey, Pepe.
We'll have you built in no time.
Yeah, you give the whistle, wave the Mexican in.
I'll be there.
I'll put the garbage bag over his head. We'll poke holes for arms. I'll give him an eye hole so we can see what's going on in there.
You bet.
Look, I'm not an animal. I'll give him tongs. But that fucking fridge, like, maybe I should just take a tie down and a bungee cord and some duct tape and just fucking entomb the shit and roll it out and push it into the ocean and set it on fire.
Yeah.
Like
Viking funeral.
A Viking funeral. Like I'll just douse it in kerosene, push it into the ocean and fire a flaming arrow into it because I don't want to open that. There's nothing inside that.
And
That
100
fridge
years
is a
from now,
hazmat
it's a time
situation.
capsule. 100 years from now, it'll be a time capsule.
Yes, could you even clean what's in that fridge? It's liquefied meat at
I
this
say,
point.
send that tomahawk to Valhalla.
Okay, all right. Now, if it only been shut, if the power had only been shut down for a week, I
Beef
would have tried to
jerky,
eat
no
that
problem.
fucking
Yeah,
tomahawk.
yeah. That's some man
Yeah.
shit right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've eaten Old Trapper. This ain't any worse than that. All right, so yeah, the fridge is that's the real loss. Yeah.
In other news, a Los Angeles tech entrepreneur became trapped driving around in circles in an unhinged self-driving vehicle so long that he nearly missed his flight.
Oh, is that the
A
Waymo?
Waze, yes, you've seen them, the spinny top car that drives everywhere. With
I never knew
nobody,
there
like
were
a
no
ghost.
drivers in them.
No, yeah. Well, apparently they have drivers that can take over remotely, but they're in India or something.
All right, let me ask you. They drive you to New Delhi. You know what I mean? Can we go back to the home base? Yes, okay. How long before some drunk dude tries to rub one out in the back seat? I mean, we're there already.
I
right?
did it on the way over.
That's what I'm saying. That's got to happen,
It's
right?
happened already.
It's happened already?
Yeah, I'm sure.
But there got to be some sort of surveillance.
You just
mode.
don't connect to the Wi-Fi. You're straight.
Okay. All right. All right. So the
Well, he says-
Waymo straight. The thing just went AWOL and just was going
Went
around
all the way
in
around the
circles.
airport, 8 circles before a company rep was able to get it under control. Mm-hmm. So Sarmat finally picked it up.
I mean, it's gonna happen. Also, you know, people are scared of self-driving cars. But
Yeah, I have one.
have you seen half the people in Los Angeles attempt to operate a car? I mean, they're way more dangerous than R2D2 driving a car,
Yeah.
right?
I have a self-driving car.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you have?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's driving itself. Huh?
It's somewhere driving right
Somewhere
now.
out there.
That's right. Jesus Christ.
Car works for Uber. Yeah, cool.
So now you're not low and slow, are you, with the driving?
No.
I like the pace, you know. And I like to
Yeah,
pick it up.
the hum of an engine should always. I can't stand this quietness. You know, you get in the car, you're going to hear that. Yeah.
Were you into the shit growing up? Like you ever have like a '64 Chevelle or that kind of shit?
I've been blessed. I've had all kinds of cars, mainly Chevrolets.
Yeah. What is it with the Hispanics and the Chevrolets? They love their Chevrolet.
It's not an ethnic thing, you know. I guess it is, yeah.
It is.
An 8-banger, you know. I like Chevelles.
Yeah.
A Chevelle, you know.
Yeah.
Eight forward, you know.
Yeah. No, it's a thing.
So
But-
I like American cars. I'm sorry. I like something that hums while you're in it. You know?
yeah, like I like Yugoslavian cars, but I hear you.
A Yugo.
I know. One fucking car represents Yugoslavia, the biggest piece of shit in the world. You guys ruined your reputation internationally with the Yugo, you know what I'm saying?
I can't speak for the Yugoslavians, but
I do. I speak
right.
for the I speak
All
for
right.
all the Yugoslavians, and their reputation is still tarnished.
Well, I
from
will
Yugo.
tell you that Waymo has attempted to reach Jones and has not charged him for the ride.
And are the Waymo cars a certain kind of car? Are they usually like a Volvo or something, or are they all different cars? Chevy?
Yeah.
Wow, you should be in a Waymo
Yes, sir.
right now.
Chevrolet.
With a bunch of robot headgear. It's Chevy with strange stuff.
I wonder what it costs to outfit one of those cars with all the telemetry stuff.
That's what it is,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is it? I mean, how long would it take to get a return on your investment if you take a Chevy Equinox and you dump $2.7 million worth of fucking shit on it, and you're driving around drunks for $9 a pop who threw up in the back seat? Like, how does that business model work?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, look into it, will you?
I will. I'll get back to you on
What's
Monday.
next? What's next?
A mockery of woman who sent AI Brad Pitt $855,000 in romance scam caused the channel to pull interview.
How much? 800?
Yeah, 855 grand.
She sent him that.
Yes, the story goes that some AI hacker sort of person put fake pictures of Brad Pitt in the hospital in like
really?
and gave her the
She
story.
was like-
I need your help.
Oh my
in
God.
French, I think. That wasn't
Women
clear,
are-
but it's in
women are-
French.
She
Gullible.
fell for that?
She fell for it, yeah.
Women want to believe. That's the problem. They want to believe. That's why they marry the alcoholic. They're like, my dad was an alcoholic, but Steve is better than that. I can cure him. They want to believe. And also, they don't have friends telling them they're fucking nuts. Like, if there's a dude and he was like, yeah, man, I don't know if you saw this, but Sofia Vergara is trying to get hold of me. She wants to suck my dick, and she says she'll pay me $50. You'd be like, get the fuck out of here. You know what the fuck you're talking about. Nobody wants to suck your dick, especially Sofia Vergara. They would never let him do it. No, she just said I had to forward her $100, and then she gave me back 50 when it came to dick. You'd be like, you're fucking high. That's not happening. Women are like, tell me more. But they like seeing the bitch get played. That's why they do it. They're gullible. But the other chicks know what's going on, but they won't inform the other one.
Brad Pitt, huh? 800,000 for Brad Pitt?
Yeah, it was apparently pretty convincing. I mean, I saw the pictures, and it wasn't that convincing. But to her, yeah, you're right. She wanted to believe.
Why would?
And yeah, I've got a
I mean,
date
it
with
didn't
Scarlett
cross your mind
Johansson.
that Brad Pitt probably doesn't need 850,000?
Is Brad Pitt ever gonna get ugly, or is it just gonna be a fucking life of being beautiful and worshipped? Is it just, it's gonna be 16 to 96 of fucking never looking bad? I mean, at some point, don't you gotta fall off a cliff or something?
His first job was with me.
His first job was with you?
Brad Pitt was on a TV series that he was on with me, and he played a bellhop.
Really?
Oh, wow. Yeah, he
What
played-
movie? AKA Pablo.
No, it was a TV series. He played a bellhop, and I knew the boy had talent. I wish I would have treated him better.
Or taking pictures of him nude.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a better way to stay in touch.
Yeah, he's a good guy though. He's a good guy.
Oh, who don't you fucking like?
No, there's a lot of people.
Will Smith.
Will Smith, I don't like.
All right. But let me ask something. You took over for Bob Eubanks
I did.
for the dating game, newlywed game.
Newlywed, and I got a lot of hate mail for that. And
You did?
Used to, it was a nightmare. People would write to me and goes, what did you do with Bob? Like I could just walk into a studio and go, you're out of here, Bob.
He was beloved.
He was.
He was an American icon.
That's right.
We don't need you Mexicans come over here and taking our jobs.
Exactly. You know, and I'd be at an airport and these people would come up to me and goes, I used to like the Newlywed Game till you got it. I go, I said, well, it wasn't like I took it from him. There's a process.
Yeah.
But you can never explain that to them. So I simply would say, okay, I'll try to give it back to him as soon as I can.
Bob, I did an infomercial with Bob Eubanks. And I wasn't even, here's how far out of show business I was.
He's a good egg. He's a good guy.
I know, that's why we wish he'd kept the show and you hadn't come in there and taken it away from him.
It's-
Bob Eubanks was in the infomercial, and I was doing audience warm-up for the infomercial that Bob Eubanks was in. And Bob is like, geez, you think your career's tanked? I'm like, your career? I'm doing the shit when the cameras aren't rolling.
He didn't say nothing bad about me, did he? Because
He talked a little shit, said he'd still be on top. He ended up committing suicide later that day. And he left a note that said, you were mentioning it, but I don't know that he blamed you, but it was something about the Newlywed Game. But let's just move forward
No,
here.
I thought the Sicario got him.
yeah.
What happened with Bob is Bob was in an infomercial, and the infomercial was for hand foam that protected your hands from all things that would penetrate your hands. Ooh. So instead of wearing gloves, you would take this foam and you'd spray it all over your hands, and then you'd like dip your hands in motor oil and then just rinse them off under the sink, and your hands wouldn't smell like motor oil. That's what it was. Now, this company couldn't have done well because somebody invented gloves and people just wear
you had me going there for a while.
Plastic gloves now, but it was an
good to have.
infomercial, and I had lunch with Bob Eubanks in Burbank, and that was the biggest celebrity I'd ever met at the time.
You've done better. You've done better since.
Everything's been kind of a lateral move after Bob, but you replaced him in an iconic TV show.
Yeah.
You guys used to watch the
Newlywed Game.
You ever
What's
see
the strangest place you ever made love?
Yeah.
They know that.
Made whoopee?
In the butt.
In the butt, Bob.
Yeah, in the butt, Bob. All right, let's try another.
Yeah, man. An angry husband whacks store manager with shovel after wife complains on video. So
is there
this is a
video of this? Do we have it?
We have video. Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of them.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Now, he whacked the store manager in the head
Oh, my God.
from behind.
All right, take it away, Bob.
He pulled the shovel out.
Ooh, I want to know her name.
He's walking around with the shovel.
Pretty casual, I gotta say.
Yeah, but he's walking with purpose.
An angry man.
Comes up behind. Now, is it a flathead, a spade? Your people know shovels. What do we got there, George? I mean,
Holy cow!
Right in the
God.
side of the ear.
That's not good.
Wow.
Wind up.
And
Oh,
what?
Universe.
What? Oh, we got a guy, double leg.
Oh, man.
Come on, Mayhem.
Yeah.
Took
a
him
little
down.
bit of double leg here. That's kind of a rugby tackle. Seems to be looking to get kind of a back
He's
mount
choking
here.
him out. This guy's
Jiu-jitsu
He's
101.
rolling with
Yeah.
some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he got to go to jail, man. That guy's got to go to jail.
Yeah, that's the
That's
power of
ridiculous.
jiu-jitsu right there.
All right, so he just whacked him in the side. You guys ever get whacked with anything?
No, not me. I keep my eyes open.
When I was, I never had this thought. I had this
Oh, my
thought,
God.
and this thought in a million years. But when I was a kid, when I was like 6, I moved from North Hollywood to like Seacane, Pennsylvania, some weird place, right? Somewhere not too far from Philly. And my neighbor, who I liked, my neighbor kid, he missed me.
Yeah?
His name is Eddie Gravich. And he sent me as a gift a crash helmet. Just a white, stupid motorcycle crash helmet. But I didn't have anything, and it was pretty fucking cool, you know? And I opened it up, I got out of the mail, I was like, Eddie sent me his crash helmet, and I put the helmet on. And I ran around the neighborhood, and I go, I got a helmet, you don't got a helmet. And there's some kid was there, and he was like raking leaves, you know, and I go, give it a shot. Go ahead, give it a shot. And he goes, pap, and, I go, nothing. Harder as you want. He goes, whack. It's a rake, you know. I go, nothing. I felt nothing. Because I got this crash helmet that Eddie Gravich gave me, and you don't have one, and I got one. I go, give it another shot. He goes, whack. Nothing. Can't feel a thing. Take the helmet off, turn around, start walking home. And here comes the fourth one.
Holy shit.
Bucking right over the top.
The motto of the story is,
I guess that wait till an accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you got the crash helmet, don't run around to neighborhood kids outside of
braggadocious,
Philly
yeah.
asking you to smack you over the head with a rake. But I haven't thought about that story in a million years. And it was kind of, I was pissed off at the time, but I was also like, okay, I get it. I get what he was doing.
that's how they got Houdini, you know?
Houdini,
Houdini
yeah.
was famous for having a great torso, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody punched him without, he had to prepare for it. Mm-hmm. So don't brag about how you can take a punch, I guess.
I don't know. Is that apocryphal or a true story? Because I always hear that Houdini story, but then there's like, oh, well, you know, Mama Cass choked on a ham sandwich, but she didn't really choke on a ham sandwich. She was just fat, and we weren't done making fun of her. So even when she was dead, we still got in a few more fat jokes because we're horrible.
Yeah. No, I read it.
You read
it
that
a couple
Houdini
times.
got the gut punch?
Yeah. His whole bit was outside the theater.
Yeah.
He would stand strong and let you give him a shot to the guts, and then apparently in the autopsy after he drowned doing a stunt, appendix was burst.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bud. So he messed up that trick.
Wouldn't you? I would never, if I was the dude who took Houdini out with a body shot, I would never stop talking about
Put
it.
that on your resume.
I would be 2 beers away from that story all day, every day, no matter where it was. Like if I had that second beer, it'd be like, hold on, guess who killed Houdini?
This hand.
And by the
took
way,
out the
and
greatest
anyone
magician.
that started talking shit would be like, you think I'm scared of you, bro? I took out Houdini. And I got a crash helmet. So bring it, bro.
Bring it.
Yeah, the guy who took out Houdini with a fucking body shot, that guy had to be some kind of weird hometown hero. You
Mexican,
know?
yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
Mexican?
Oh, they're body punchers.
I just made that
Yeah,
up.
they're
Sorry
body
about that.
punchers, those
Okay.
people. Yeah, they do. They go,
Yeah.
They're good at
no,
body
they have,
shots, yeah.
they fight. They go fights like a Mexican.
We're good boxers.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We fight.
Yeah, but you fight like blood and guts, like old school.
That's right.
A lot of body work and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we do body work too, yeah.
Yeah, you do fender work and body work.
We're useful.
They go to the body and they sling the bondo.
I get it, yeah.
That's a deep cut for some of you people out there. Bondo's what you use to. All right, fuck you guys. They've turned on me, Paul. You're so nice.
Yeah, well, let's go to the next story.
All right. Is there one more story?
There's no stories left.
There's-
That's the news.
That's
That's
the
it?
news. All right. Paul, I'm going to give you a plug, my friend.
Yeah, do that.
The movie. Where do we find the movie Holy Cat?
It's in every hotel room right now.
Oh, really? Oh, your good buddy Mario Lopez
Mario
probably
Lopez.
setting it up from the hotel room,
Yeah,
right?
it's making
You
money.
got to know Mario Lopez.
I've known him since he was 6 years old.
Really?
He was my
Didn't
nephew.
start having sex till he was 9, so don't get fucking over your skis,
He was
people.
my nephew on AK Pablo.
He was on AK
He was
Pablo?
on AK Pablo. That's where he got his start.
Did not know that.
Yeah, and he, God bless, he went
Know
out
the
to
beauty of
have
this guy?
I'm connected.
I bring up Julio Chavez.
I know him.
You know Cesar Chavez.
I know Caesar salad.
You know Mario Lopez.
Yes, I do.
There's nobody with a Hispanic last name that you do not fucking know. You know Don Quixote?
Well, I read about him.
Okay. All right.
But
Ask.
check this out. I'm working on doing the movie of Diego Rivera now. Yeah, I'm doing his life story. He's gotten, he's kind of been kicked to the side because he's Frida Kahlo got all the attention. When in reality it was Diego who was really the star. You know, he's a huge painter. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So
he's a
you're
massive-
gonna do that story?
Yeah, I'm
Gary Busey
I'm
is.
No, Gary Busey. Nah. I'm attractive enough to play him, and that's what I'm working on.
Oh, really?
Putting it
Oh, that's great.
Congratulations.
It's called Diego Rivera, My Life in Color.
Really?
Yeah.
And are you getting funding for it now?
I'm talking to the people at the arts, and I've been raising some money. If anybody's out there, I've raised about $2 million, and I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to be shooting in Paris for about 6 weeks in Paris, and you'll be seeing that hopefully maybe late November. I'm scheduled to bring it out. Yeah?
Wow.
Hey, man. Congrats.
Jesus. Glad you got shoehorn that shit in at the end of the podcast.
Life is good. Life is good. I thank you. I thank you. You know, you over the years, you've always allowed me to publicize my stuff on your program, and I'm grateful for that. And I hope I can repay the favor.
Wow. See, everyone loves Paul Rodriguez. And you're all going to go home. How was the show? Well, Paul's a great individual. How about Carolla? It's kind of a douche. Kind of a douche.
You're a great guy.
All right. Well, Paul Rodriguez and Mayhem Miller. Until next time, this is Adam Carolla saying, mahalo.
Mahalo.